Do you want games on Steam cheaper than on Steam? I gotcha. Jump over to an app where you can buy any game you want on any platform, and for a free discount you can use the code FAMOS at checkout for 10% off. This site offers the biggest discounts you can find, so let's get gaming, fams. Overall, the Saints series is full of amazing moments, breathtaking parts, and everything that just makes a game good. But throughout the series there are also some sad moments. So in today's video, along with mrsaintsgodzilla21, we're presenting you the top 8 saddest moments in the Saints series. So enjoy.
Though Saints Row 4 is known for its wacky humor and over-the-top story, it does have one of the saddest moments in the series. After narrowly escaping the Zin mothership, the boss, Kinsey, and Keith David begin discussing a plan to combat Zinyak. As they attempt to gather the remaining Saints on Earth, the planet is suddenly destroyed. Oleg, Josh Burke, Troy Bradshaw, and countless other characters are wiped out in the blink of an eye. If you played through each game prior to this, then without a doubt this is the worst thing that can happen. But beyond the sadness this scene brings, it equally motivates the player to go after Zinyak and get revenge for all the people you come to know and love over the series.
This for sure should have been in the top tier list, but since we know that Get is alive in Saints Row 4, this is why it's so low on the list. So basically, right at the start of Saints Row the 3rd, when you are in the plane captured by the Morning Star, Get saves you and tells you that he will control the plane and fly back to Stillwater. So when Shaundi and the boss manage to escape the plane, we suddenly hear Get's last words. 10, some gunshots, 10, later in the game we find out he died. Yes, indeed, this is one of the saddest moments you could have in a game, because Get is one of the best characters in the series, and his death should have been in the top 3, but since we got Saints Row the 4th, which proves that Get is alive and well, this makes it to the number 7.
Saints Row 1's ending came as a big shock for players the first time they came across it in 2006. After killing Marshal Winslow and Police Chief Monroe in attempts to free Julius from jail, the player receives a phone call to meet Richard Hughes on his private yacht. As the final mission starts, a cutscene plays of Richard Hughes thanking the player for his work. He then goes on to explain his plans for the city of Stillwater, all while showing characters like Aisha and Ben acting suspiciously. You then see Julius free from jail overwatching the meeting before he walks away looking at his watch. Just as you're not sure what to think, Hughes brings over some men to kill the player before the entire yacht explodes. You're left speechless as all your hard work has led to an abrupt climax where the player dies. Well, at least players believed the player died until the first Saints Row 2 trailer was released. Even so, this is still a very sad ending for the first game.
The death of Julius is a secret mission in Saints Row 2 where you have to meet Julius, thinking you're gonna meet Dex. Then Dex sets both of you up and you have to survive together. While this is one of the best missions in the Saints Row series, sadly, this is the mission where Julius dies. Julius was the person who saved your ass in Saints Row 1, took you into the Saints, but sadly, since the end of the Saints Row 1 has explained that he's the fault and the reason why the yacht blew up, his death is simply satisfying for the player, and it's very cruel and a sad death indeed.
Unlike the previous 2 installments to the series, Saints Row the 3rd offers 2 unique endings to the game. During the second to last mission, Killbane has begun an all-out war over the city of Steelport. As the boss, Pierce and Oleg attempt to fight them back, he informs you over the phone that Shaundi, Viola, and Burt Reynolds are being held hostage atop the Margaret statue as it's timing to explode. And at the same time, Killbane is attempting to leave the city. From this point, you're given the choice to either stop the bomb and save your homies, or go after Killbane and let everyone die. By going with option B, you meet up with Angel and drive together to the airport just as Killbane's plane is beginning to take off. After a few rockets, the plane explodes and you confront Killbane one last time before killing him. The boss then ponders their decision as the bomb at the Margaret statue goes off, killing their friends. Pierce then gives you a call and asks if your choice was worth the cost. For anyone who played Saints Row 2, allowing Shaundi to die was a hard decision to go with. Sure, for newer fans they likely didn't care as much, but as my friend would say,
"Big Ticks down makes me sad."
Aisha's death in Saints Row 2 is one of the most brutal deaths that a Saint could ever have, because Aisha's death wasn't easy. She died trying to save Get, his husband. Aisha is very known throughout the series, mostly Saints Row 1 and 2, for her decisions, for her rap career, and is simply the wife of Johnny Get. They're a couple together, and of course her death was devastating for Get. Not only that, but after she died, the whole house it's starting to be like a gunshot party where everybody shoots trying to save themselves, and sadly at the end Get is injured. So the death of Aisha is simply brutal and sad.
Lynn is without a doubt a fan favorite character from the original Saints Row. She could hold her own and didn't let any fool get in her way. But her task of infiltrating the Westside Rollers ultimately led to her demise. Near the end of the Rollers arc, Lynn is discovered to be a saint by Price and takes her captive. He then forces her to send the playa into a trap and puts them both in the trunk of her car. Later that night, Donnie meets up with Price near the river. Confused by the situation, Price reveals Lynn and the player in the trunk before shooting them both. Donnie yells for his love, believing she's already dead, before fleeing the scene. Price then goes on to finish the job by pushing the car into the water. Tied up and bleeding out, Lynn uses the last of her strength to save the playa, then fades away into the bottom of the river. Without a doubt, this is the saddest moment of all Saints Row 1. You've spent the entire Rollers campaign getting close to Lynn and becoming good allies. Now all you're left with is despair and boiling rage for Price. Thankfully, you wipe him out and use Lynn's hard work to finish off the Rollers.
And of course, the saddest death in the whole Saints Row series is the death of Carlos. Carlos is the one who helped you get out of the prison in Saints Row 2. He then becomes a lieutenant and helps the boss as much as he can. His job is to take care of the Brotherhood along with the boss, so it's a very hard task because the Brotherhood are very big in the Stillwater. But his death is simply mind-blowing and sad because Brotherhood managed to find him, kidnap him, then drag his body through the roads. The boss then tries to save him, but when he gets close to him, he simply cannot do anything else than just mercy kill him, because if he wouldn't kill him, he would have died of injury, and it was simply a way of saving him from a painful death. So yes, Carlos' death is the most sad death in the Saints Row series. And this is the end. Me and mrsaintsgodzilla21, thank you for watching this video. If you want, you can subscribe to the saintsgodzilla21. He's making Saints Row content and glitches. If you want to know every glitch in Saints Row the Third or any Saints Row game, make sure to watch his channel. He's a very great channel and I do support him. So indeed, this is the end of the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on it. Follow us on the social medias and have a good one, fams.
These Romanian trees for the system's touch. Whoa, Bucharest finest, your highness, German president, your highness. Wait, I'm here to slay the demons that harness, tarn us. Join us, the time is upon us. Fuck the game, just hold my PS4. I do it for my soul, so with the PS4. Me and rap, don't show us liaison. The whole game is off, use me as on.